Hello viewers. So if you have seen any of my 3-part series on my Halloween cage design and setup, and my toy making haul from Walmart, you'll understand why I'm doing this video. Now I'm just going to show you this cage. I have not had the opportunity to do the daily cleaning yet today, so it is messy. Excuse the dirty dishes and debris everywhere. But I did reconfigure the space a little bit since the last video, and pretty much put things back where they belonged after I cleaned it yesterday. So I decided to move the shelf that was in this lower corner here on the left side to back up to the upper right side of the cage. Put their Wombaroo feeding station there, and their water silo, of course, has remained there, and they now have the shelf base. I did this so I could have a little bit more hanging space on this side and just kind of create a little bit more movement for them around the cage. But basically, it's the same things pretty much just shifted around here. Their square hammock still here. The monster hands, I moved the alligators or crocodiles, whatever these are here. The tunnel I moved down a little bit, and I repositioned the climbing vine, which is a braided fleece vine I made, and moved this hanging one here. Basically, they still have their upper feeding station, which is now protected under the shelf, and their wood ledge here to access it, and their forage toy here. So the hammock's still below there, and that will catch debris from that feeding stations to protect the one below there. Everything else is pretty much in the normal places where I had it. I put it back. I did take the shelf liner here. I have several. I got those from Jana. I'll have to try to maybe put a link in the comments, because these are awesome products as well. And I just use it as like a bridge hammock. Excuse me, I just knocked my pumpkin straw out of the door. So anyway, I'm just going to move on down to the lower level briefly. Not that I have it in here anymore, but basically, as you can see, this space looks pretty much the same. But because I had to move the shelf that was here, I didn't have a place to keep the squall mug. So I moved that back there, and that's fine. More monster hands there, skeletons everywhere. I did remove the snakes. I just really didn't like them in the cage, but they're going to be used to decorate their above playground, above the cage playground. But let me show you the toys that I made. Let me put the pumpkin back in, if you don't mind that I do that first. There you go. Alright, so here we go. These are, sorry, the quick movement again. So this is the ghost toy. I had showed you these little drinking beverage holders. They have the straws in the cap. Here's the pumpkin, the blue pumpkin. I didn't want to put any holes in him at this point. So he's a floor toy that is basically what it's considered a recess toy. So they can pluck the straws out, and then I'll just put them back in, and that just sits on the floor. So back to the ghost. I did end up cutting the straw, although I didn't really need to, I don't think. But I used black Rex lace and one of those little circle things, and I beaded it a little bit and wedged a bead into the wider top, and it comes down through. And then I did, let me see if I can get underneath view. I did use my soldering iron and create a big hole. And then I had to add an extra, you can see up in there, an extra strip of the Rex lace, because I doubled it, so it was like 2 strands, but I needed a third, and I put 3 holes in with my soldering iron and this extra orange plate. I still have the one I can use in the bat right now. If you've seen that, and there's the feeding station. And I just put this rubber band around here to, oops, sorry about that, to hold. Let me flip this up. This is just a little temporary thing. It's not permanently. So I'm trying to train these to kind of dangle. That's why I had the rubber band on them, but it's just easier to show you. And so as I put these through, I secured them by doubling back up these little rings, and then I use these little clamps, which I attach the straw to with the zip ties. They've been cut off and sanded with the file right there. And so I haven't found a need for this part yet, but I'll hold on to it. And I haven't used these 3 pieces from the pumpkin as of yet, but I don't know if they'll come in handy. So these will go in with their toy making accessories. But anyway, I'm not really sure if he is going to go into the cage or if I'm going to hang him on the rooftop playground. I did have this one in the cage last night because this was already washed and dried. It was very easy to just sit it in there. This I did so much extra work on. I wanted to rewash it and dry it, so I had to wait for this morning. I'm not really sure where I'm going to use him. He is a forge toy, which I initially did not want to make another because I have 2 Halloween forge toys already. But you can just put the little treats down in here and they can, you know, climb in there and grab stuff off. Well, they literally can't climb in there, but, you know, they can access it with their little hands. So there you go. I just wanted to show you the Halloween toys that I made from my Halloween haul. Thank you for watching.